Today is October 22, 2025. Chicago public school lunchroom workers are struggling to pay for the most basic necessities, even as they fight tooth and nail for better wages, fully staffed kitchens, and something as simple as respect and dignity on the job. Let that sink in. This is Chicago, the birthplace of the labor movement, the home of the 8-hour workday, the city that built the modern union, and yet, in 2025, the very people feeding our children in this city cannot afford to feed their own. This isn't just a statistic. It's a moral failure. These are mostly immigrant women, black, brown, and working class, who wake up before dawn, ride 2 or 3 CTA buses across the city, and step into kitchens where the heat and the noise never stop. They lift crates of milk, drag garbage bags heavier than some of the students they serve, scrub trays until their hands ache, and clean floors slick with spills and grease. They make sure hundreds, sometimes thousands of students get fed every single day. Their labor is physical, grueling, and relentless. And when the last bell rings, they keep cleaning, sanitizing, and resetting so the cycle can start again the next morning. I know this world. I grew up in it. I'm a child of Unite Here union members, but not here in Chicago. My parents were Unite Here workers in Honolulu. They were part of the long fight for livable wages, job security, and the belief that service work deserves respect. I remember the union meetings, the picket signs, the smell of the ink on the flyers. They fought for health care and dignity because they knew that without it, their work would always be treated as disposable. And now, decades later, in a city that calls itself Union Strong, the same fight continues. These CPS lunchroom workers, many of them immigrants from Mexico, Central America, the Philippines, and West Africa, are still being told that their labor doesn't count for much, that their love for the children they serve somehow makes up for the low pay, the broken equipment, the understaffed kitchens, that they should be grateful just to have the job. The message we're sending is disgraceful. We'll take your labor, but not your humanity. We'll take your sweat, but not your voice. But they're not staying silent. They're organizing, speaking out, and demanding that Chicago live up to its own legacy. They're not asking for handouts. They're asking for fairness, for the pay that matches the backbreaking work they do, for safe staffing levels so they can do their jobs without burning out, for the simple acknowledgement that feeding a city's children is sacred work. Go read their report at unitehere1.org. unitehere1.org. But don't just read it. I want you to act on it, share it, talk about it, show up at school board meetings and city halls. Because when we let workers like them struggle in silence, we betray the very foundation of the city's working class soul. The fight for the CPS lunchroom workers is not just about paychecks. It's about justice. It's about honoring the tough, invisible labor that keeps our schools running and our children nourished. It's about saying that no worker in Chicago or anywhere should have to choose between serving food and being able to afford it. The fight for dignity in the kitchen is the fight for dignity everywhere. And if we forget that, then we've forgotten what solidarity really means.